Hello, today I am bringing you a project that is one of a variety of projects that we are doing at Stamp Club in October of 2025. Now, even though it's October, it is definitely time to plan ahead and start thinking about Christmas projects. Whether you like to make your Christmas cards or whether you like to make tags or small treats or stocking stuffers, we don't want to be waiting until December to get started on those. So I like to go ahead and present some fun ideas and throw out some inspiration as early as October to get you started in your thinking. Also, to get you ready to place your orders with enough time that your products can arrive and you still have plenty of craft time to do before the holiday crunch hits. So, this month at Stamp Club, we are actually making 4 simple Christmas projects. The other thing that I like to remind you is, yes, maybe this year you have learned some fabulous fun fold cards or some really extravagant cards with lots of die cuts and lots of layers. But when it comes to Christmas projects, sometimes we need to streamline our ideas and plan for something that is going to be cute but quick, and we can make lots of them in a short amount of time. And so the projects that we are doing totally fit into those parameters. So this first project that I'm sharing with you is a simple to do fast card, and let's get started. It technically is a fun fold because we're doing something with our card front with some flaps, but this is a very easy one to do. So you're going to begin with a white piece of cardstock. Now I'm using thick. You don't have to use thick, especially if you don't have any on hand, but because this is the card base, I do like to begin with my thick cardstock. We're going to make 2 score lines in this. You can use your Stampin' Trimmer with your scoring blade, or you can use your Simply Scored. I'm going to use my Simply Scored, and I'll bring that in. I have our 2 measurements already marked. We're going to score this at 2.5 inches and at 6 3/4 inches. All right, and this is funny, as I'm looking at this, you can see my Halloween nails because it's October, but we are making Christmas projects. All right, let me get my scoring tool set out of the way. And now we'll take our bone folder and reinforce our folds. All right, the other pieces that we're going to need for this card include some DSP, and we're using Traditions of Christmas. This is a pack of 12 by 12 paper. This is oh my gosh, I feel like a broken record when I say this. It's a lovely pack of paper. The papers are always lovely. They are just so gorgeous in person. There's a wide variety of patterns and prints. Of course, I'm just showing you a teeny little sample. So we're going to use a piece of that paper that is cut 1.5 inches by 5 1/4 inches. That looks like this. And we're going to go ahead and just glue it onto the right flap of our card. The colors in this paper do include Real Red, which we are going to use, and also Cherry Cobbler, the darker, a little bit deeper red. But we're going to use Real Red on our card today. All right, I'm going to open this flat and lay my paper on here. I'm looking at the white border all the way around my paper and trying to center it. So right, left, top, and bottom, like so. All right, then on this flap, we're going to put our real red piece. So this is real red cardstock, and it is 2¼ inches by 5¼ inches. And this is just going to go on the other front flap. And we'll center that as well. All right, there's our card base with our pretty decorations. Now, the next thing we're going to do is our stamping. So we are going to stamp inside this card, and we are going to stamp on a piece of white cardstock. This is 2¾ inches square. So 2¾ inches by 2¾ inches. We're going to use Secret C ink. And the first thing we're going to do is stamp at the top with our little sentiment. The stamp set is called Traditional Labels, but if you look at the suite, the Traditions of Christmas suite, you'll see that there's actually 2 stamp sets, and we are using both of them. So Traditional Labels and then also Christmas Greenery. Now you can get this one as a bundle with its coordinating dies, and you can get this as a bundle with its coordinating dies, or you can of course get the whole suite and get the paper and the stamp sets and the dies and the embellishments and all of that with simply one code. So it's up to you. All right, so with my Secret C ink, I'm going to go ahead and stamp this up here at the top left. Like so. Then I'm going to take the poinsettia, and that's from Christmas Greenery, and my real red ink. When I do stamp these 2 flowers, I'm going to be stamping off the edge of my cardstock. So I'm going to get a scrap here just to place it underneath. All right, my first one is going to come over here, way over here to the left. It might not actually go off. And then my second one is definitely going to come off the bottom because I'm going to turn it and I'm going to stamp it a little bit lower down here, like so. All right, there's our 2 flowers. Now the center needs a little something, and if we're not going to stamp and die cut, then it's really hard to use yellow. Like maybe you're imagining the center of your poinsettia might be yellow. The yellow ink is not going to show up good here. So instead of that, we're just going to take a stamp that is the center of a flower. We're going to use, it's like a little starburst looking shape. We're going to use our Secret C, and we're just going to make the centers of our flowers with that. So if you want to do something different, you definitely can, but this works nicely. Then I'm going to take another stamp from that Christmas Greenery and add some leaves. Where's my leaf stamp? Here we go. And we're going to use Old Olive. These are all ink colors that are represented in the paper, which makes it easy to choose, and then you know it's going to coordinate when you combine your paper and your cardstock and your ink colors. All right, so this is going to go here, hanging off the edge. How about another one down here? And if you choose, you could even put a third one maybe over like that. Just lovely. Super simple stamping, but wow, is that effective. All right, this piece is going to get attached to a Secret C square. This is 3 inches by 3 inches. And it puts a nice dark deep blue frame around that white piece. Of course, the ink color matches the cardstock. All right, before we attach this to the card, let's go ahead and stamp the inside of our card. So for this, I'm going to use the Merry and the Christmas stamps. I've already put both of them on my block, and I did test this a couple of times just to see what it looks like in the way that I arranged them on the block. And that was acceptable to me. It is nearly impossible. If you want them kind of lined up like this, it's nearly impossible to get them any closer together because the stamp itself is going to bump into the other one. So I squished them as close together as possible and still wanted it to look acceptable, and I was good with this. So what we're going to do now, I just test stamped that in my old olive. I'm going to clean my stamp because in the card I'm actually going to use Secret C. So let's get that green ink off of the stamp. All right, with Secret C now, take that and stamp inside this center panel like so. And then let's just go back to that little green leaf and the old olive ink color. And we're either going to put one or two of these. We'll try one just right here. You could totally add a second one if you wanted. I'm just going to leave the one. I'm happy with one. Okay, we can come back to that little square that we've prepared. This now is going to get adhesive on it, and we're going to attach it, but we do want to attach it in such a way that we don't accidentally glue the card shut. So we only want our adhesive on this side of the square, no adhesive over here. So if you're worried about eyeballing it, you can always lay your piece onto the card where you're going to want it, flip it over, and you can, at this point, go ahead and apply your glue only to this side, or if you prefer, you can make a pencil mark. No, you don't want to go past your pencil mark, and then you can apply your glue at that point, whichever method you're most comfortable with. All right, this is beautiful, elegant. The paper does the work for you here in bringing the elegance to it with that beautiful foil in there. And of course, the lovely flowers that we stamped. We're just going to add some embellishments, and these are the perfect choice. These are called traditional sparkling sequins. And the colors are beautiful. The fact that they're sequins means they're nice and flat. And then of course they're glittery if you like something glitzy. So I've got this pack that I've already opened. Let's pull some of these. Now you could go with different choices because we've got gold here in the paper. We also have a light blue. There's Pool Party in the print here. And so I think that what I'm going to do is go ahead and use Pool Party for my sequins, because I know that during Christmas I'm going to want to use the red, the green, and the gold a lot. So I think I'm going to take advantage of the fact that this paper has Pool Party and go ahead and use some of the Pool Party embellishments. All right, so we're going to choose 3 and add them here to our square. I'll use a large and a medium and a small. And that just gives you a teeny bit of bling even on your fast and easy card. So there we have our project. It's ready to go. Of course, you would want to stamp an envelope to match, or perhaps put another strip of this paper on your envelope to dress it up and have it coordinate that way. Thank you so much for watching, and do be sure to watch for the other 3 projects that we're making Stamp Club October of 2025. See you there.